Hello, people. Welcome to Dates with Simti. And of course, I am Simti, and you are welcome. Today, we're talking about lessons from the big screen. That's the segment we're doing today. It's not your typical movie review because I'm not talking about plot indeficiencies or inconsistencies. I'm not talking about what in the story was realistic and what wasn't. I'm not talking about continuity issues. I'm not talking about whether it was a good choice in casting and all of that. I might broach on that actually. But in general, this is not talking about the makeup of the movie. It's talking about the lessons from the movie that I feel personally are applicable to real life. And that's why I coined lessons from the big screen. Today in question, the movie in question, okay? The movie up for conversation today is The Bloom After. I know it sounds very sweet when you hear it because it is a sweet movie, actually. The movie will sweet your mind, you understand? It will make you feel some butterflies in your tummy when the money hits. I mean, not money in this context, but if you get it, you get it, you understand? Whenever you want, you can watch the movie on Bolaji Ogunmola's channel. She is the producer of the movie. It's her movie. It's on her channel. And she's the star. She's the star actress in the movie as well. All right, let's dive right into it. Very quickly, the plot follows a marriage between Bolaji Ogunmola, whose name in the movie is Inara, and Anthony Monjaro, whose name in the movie is Kelvin. Now, you see the look on my face when I'm mentioning Anthony's name because he annoyed me. Let me just put it that way. He annoyed me big time. And I'm not even joking. Anyway, these two have been married since they were 19, or at least since Inara was 19. And they had a long, blissful marriage. I say that, you know I soon. All the kids are out of the house now, so they're in the empty nesters phase of their life. Normally, you would expect that this phase would be a good phase, right? In this case, that wasn't the case. Or at least Kelvin or Kedin, because in the movie they kept going back and forth on that, did not make it so. Why? Because he was abusive emotionally and he was cheating. So the entire movie is following Bolaji Ogunmola, and that's Inara's character, and her awakening after Kelvin left the marriage and finding new love in the person of Daniel Etim Effiong, whose character name in the movie is Nachi Agazi. Very dope, very clean. He was giving lover boy in all the ways you can possibly imagine. Again, if you haven't seen it, now is a good time to do that. All right, let's dive into the lessons. Once again, the movie is called The Bloom After. And here are some lessons I learned. Number one, men become mean to you when they don't want you anymore. Now, I think you know that, but maybe you don't, so I'll repeat it again. Most men become mean to you when they don't want you anymore. When they're basically saying, oh yeah, get your load out the door. I don't want you no more. But the thing is, most of us will not see it for what it is. They'll be like, oh, he's been under a lot of stress, to be excusing the nonsense. But in reality, that's what it is. This is not to say that's a general rule of thumb, but most times the handwriting is on the wall, my sister. I have my notes here with me on the table. So if you see me looking down, just know that that's why. All right? When I said men become mean to you when they don't want you anymore, a popular point that I know that a lot of men used to debate this point I just made is that the larger percentage, and I mean the larger percentage of women, are the ones who initiate divorces. So it's like if you're asking for the divorce, why are the men the villains? I'll tell you why. Because most men will rather be mean to you and treat you like trash and then gaslight you into thinking that you're the problem. And then you, Mrs. Fix It All, no matter what, will want to get in there and be saying, oh, baby, we'll make it work. Just the way she was doing when he told her, oh, I love a divorce. Which, bear in mind, he said right after she said, I love you very much, and gave this thoughtful speech about how long they've been together and how their life is beautiful. And she was like, I love you. And he replied with, I love a divorce. I love you.
I love However, divorce.
So most times they would rather do that. They would rather be mean to you, treat you like trash, gaslight you, rather than have the hard conversations and say, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. They would have pushed you to the wall before they now say, okay, you know what, you're acting like you're unstable, you're crazy, you're behaving a certain way, and I don't want to be a part of this anymore because of the way you're acting. Let's just end it and let me leave this marriage. When they know fully well that they're the ones who caused you to act that way. Because how do you cheat on your wife, starve her of sex for almost 2 years? Because 20 months is 1 year and 8 months. Even though Mena, that's her sister, was saying that, oh, it's 3 years. It's actually 2 years. It's actually almost 2 years, rather. How do you starve your wife of sex for almost 2 years? Cheat on her with other people. Who low-key, which low-key I feel like Inara knew that her husband was cheating, but she was trying to be like, well, there's no evidence. I trust him and all of that. And be comfortable with your wife waking up at 5 a.m. to do chores in the house when there are no kids. There are no kids anymore, by the way. But you're not telling her that, okay, babe, you can slow down now. The kids are out of the house. We don't need all of this. We don't need you waking up at 5 a.m. You're not making life comfortable for her at all. She's making your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner. She's bringing lunch to your office. In fact, that particular scene where she took lunch to his office.
I'm at work.
And then he was on the phone. And then she was trying to get his attention. Like, oh, okay, no hug, nothing. And he just kind of shooed her away. I was like, come on. So women are trying, That was him being mean, basically. That was him being mean. And the way he said, oh, when she was gushing, like, I love you, the anniversary and all of that. And he was like, I love a divorce. If that's not mean, if that's not being intentionally mean, then I don't know what is. Basically, I repeat, men will be mean to you when they do not want you anymore. So when you see the handwriting on the wall, two things, go to God in prayer. And that prayer says, or leave. Just leave before it gets worse. Number 2, and this one, I'm being very, very careful with what I say and how I say it. It's okay, I promise you, it's okay to leave a toxic marriage or relationship. Look, I know it's not easy. It's not like, oh, Somto, don't you know it's tricky? Don't you know it's not easy? Yes, I know it's not easy, but it's necessary. Look, the fear of starting over, the fear of rejection from the world, the divorced woman or separated woman stigma, that's still a real thing. So it really does happen. The what will people say situation, that's a real fear. I'm not invalidating that in any way. I'm not like, just be brave and leave. It's not easy, right? Especially if you do not have financial power in your marriage or your relationship. It's not easy, granted. But it's better than shrinking so much that after some time you don't even recognize yourself anymore. Trust me. Women who have come out of toxic relationships, whether it was physically abusive, emotionally abusive, psychologically abusive, or financially abusive, because not every kind of abuse is physical. Women who have come out of these different types of abusive and toxic relationships or marriages, they're better off. They may not be married or in a new relationship, but mentally and even physically, and in a lot of cases also financially, because they find themselves, they are better off, right? And let's not talk about the possibility of death for those who actually go through physical violence. So at the end of the day, it's better to leave. There was a scene where she clutched her cheek. She put her hand on her cheek when her husband just pecked her, just gave her a kiss on the cheek. A kiss that she begged for, by the way. You could read her lips where she was saying, like, please. He just gave her a kiss on the cheek. She was like, so grateful that her husband, since she was 19, kissed her on the cheek. Abusive relationships or marriages will teach you to be grateful for scraps of love, where you're giving everything and you're getting scraps in return. And let's not forget that he forgot their anniversary. And she was like, oh, let's do something. And he was like, okay, let's do something this Friday. She was like, oh my God, he remembered. He forgot. He didn't remember squat. And she knew, but she acted like, okay, he remembered. Ah, that's another way that she was shrinking in that marriage. Toxicity will kill you, indirectly or directly. And you don't have to be there forever. You don't. Make a plan, gather or grow or develop a support system, and leave. 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 He who fights and runs away will live to fight another day. Is it not better than dying in that relationship? Now, I know when there are kids involved, staying for the children is something a lot of women want to do because they don't want their children to be from a broken home. Speaking as one of those children who wish that her mom made a different choice, staying for the children is noble, but it just breeds resentment and unhappiness. And the truth of the matter, the one a lot of people don't like to talk about, even your children will feel it too. Your children will feel that you're unhappy. Your children will see your light dimming. They'll remember who you used to be and who you are, and they will not want to be like you. What kind of example are you setting in that case? What was the end result of staying when you're not any better, when you're not an example, when you're not a good example for your children? I have a completely different line of thought on that, but let me know if you want me to make a separate video on why staying for the children is a bad idea if you're in a toxic relationship or marriage. Anyway, point 3, we spent so much time on this one. Number 3, talking about support system, you need to find people who are in your corner, but who will tell you the truth lovingly, regardless of how hard the situation is, regardless of how bitter the truth is. One of the reasons I loved Mena, that's Inara's sister, who is played by Amari Ijenebe. I've never heard her name before. This is her first project that I'm watching, and I fell in love with her, with the way she interpreted her character, and I really like her voice too, by the way. Amari, awesome job. Your support system should be made up of people that can tell you the truth at all times. Mena did not hide her mouth when she talked about how Inara's husband was treating her. He was like, oh, that you married at 19, no wahala. But that he does not love you back, yeah, that's a problem. And Inara was defending her husband, as most women in these kind of situations do. But Mena stuck to her guns, and she made her understand that I'm here for you. She moved in after the man left. She tried to care for her. She tried to give her advice. Even when she didn't want to hear the best truth, she told her lovingly. See, you can criticize someone in love, with love, from a place of love. And she did that so beautifully in the course of this movie. So get you a support system. No women that support you when you're right, support you when you're wrong. They can support you in terms of being there for you, but they need to be able to tell you the truth. When you're doing something that is wrong, or when you begin to stray from your values, or stray from the essence of the person you really are. When you're losing your way, or you can't find yourself, or you're going the wrong direction. You need people, you need a support system, you need family that can tell you the truth with love. Number 4, don't settle. Do not settle. Now, I know we hear this a lot, right? But I will repeat it, do not settle. There is a man out there or a woman out there who will love you the way you deserve to be loved. They will value you. They will appreciate you for who you are as a person, and it will be an amazing experience. As long as you're a good person and you do the work of healing when you've had trauma in your life or when you've been hurt in the past. I say this because there are lots of people that you don't take me as I am. No emotional work going on, no healing going on, no determination to be better going on, nothing. It's just as you see me, take me. It's just take me as you see me. No, that's not what I mean. Because truth be told, some of you are terrible people. Some of you are shitty people. And you absolutely should settle. Settle with your toxic mates because you don't deserve better. When both of you are doing toxic past competition, you now say you deserve better. Nibo. Oh, they deserve better. You can't deserve better. You can't. So just settle. But if you have done the work of healing, you've done the work of becoming a better person, you've left your trauma in the past, or at least you're working on it, you've worked on the pain and the emotional baggage that you carry from the hurt that you've experienced in your past relationships, then you absolutely deserve better. Lastly, my brother, my sister, karma is real. I know people say, oh, life doesn't happen the way it happens in Nollywood. We know. But when you really think about it, when you do things wrong and you treat people like trash, karma will come for you. She may be patient, but hand go touch you somehow, Sha. Hand go touch you. It may take a while, a good long while, but hand go touch you. Look at what happened with Kelvin. Mabel, the light-skinned baby, the big bunda that he was following up and down, that he was cheating on his wife with, they moved into a house together. He spent all this crazy money on her. She did not cook for him for one day and he developed ulcer. She stole his car, took away a lot of his money because he spent crazy money on her, and abandoned him. Are you surprised? And abandoned him. So yeah, his karma was very well deserved. So there's no doubt that karma sometimes keeps people, right? Sometimes it happens. But if you're lucky and you're chosen by karma, I'm paying for you. Because the veracity, the volume of shege that life will place at your feet, just be ready to receive because you gave it out before. I'll stop here. But I do have to compliment Bolaji Ogunmola and the entire team for that movie. The Bloom After was an amazing watch, filled with just all the love, right? Everything you need to feel was felt. When I said that somebody out there will love you because you deserve better, when Etim Effiong came into the mix, my God. I don't know about you, but I felt it. I felt it in my heart, in my soul, in my spirit, even it. I felt it, Sha. Because that's what love does to you. It changes you. It makes you softer. He was like, 5 a.m. for what? You're waking up at 5 a.m. to do chores. For what? Girl, if you don't get back into that bed right now. Like, are you joking? It was actually so sweet to watch. The way he changed her. The way he made her heart open. He made her softer as a woman. It was so beautiful to watch. So yes, shout out to Etim Effiong. You too sabi work. Forget, you too sabi work. Then I also want to give special shout out to Mena. That's Amore Ijenebe, who was Inara's sister in the movie. Great job. Great job. And as I said before, I really, really like your voice. I don't know how you do what you do, but I like it, okay? Anyway, all in all, great movie. I'm going to give it a healthy 8.5 out of 10. So, what other movie do you want me to highlight the lessons from? If it's on YouTube, tell me. If it's a movie that I can watch anywhere else, on any other platform, tell me. If it's a movie that I have to go to the cinemas to watch, we will do GoFundMe. And you will pay that I should go and watch that movie and come and tell you what I learned. But let's talk about it. If you have seen The Bloom After, put in the comments what you learned that I haven't said in this video. I love you guys. Till the next time I come your way again, this, of course, is Date Season T, and boy, I already miss you. Bye-bye.